So I've worked a lot closely with sales reps, talk about, best practices and really how to find your groove, right? I think the things that I notice the most is using the resources that you have available to the fullest, right? There's some relationships that you have on your deals that you want to handle. That's great. Do that. Handle the upload, help them with that. You can let the CSM on teams know, look, I've got this one. And I think the communication with their CSM on teams is one of the easiest things to do, but that can give most direction to both sides to where there's no wasted work. I think a lot of times when there's a lack of communication, you've got people in the call center calling, you've got people looking into things. You've got a call set up the next Friday, and now we're all crossing over work. That's ultimately nothing's going to happen until your meeting on Friday. I think the best thing that the groups I know specifically that are working with, they're using the hub, they're going to the reporting, they're seeing kind of what the status is, what the call to action note is, what the call to action response note is. They're checking on the governmental orders. Are they done? They're seeing what dates already have available. Like nothing helps process something more when a rep comes with a question or complaint around something and they know the details of the account versus like, I don't know what's going on with this one, and there's no details, there's no information. There is a lot of resource available to people in specific groups, and I'll shout out Isaac's group because they are good at this. Is they know what's going on with the account as much as the information is provided to them. It's there, it's visible, and they're communicating with their CSMs constantly on if they're taking this one, if they already have a call, if they've already got something scheduled, and their upload rates are off the chain right now. I mean, like the reality is like they're uploading so high, and it's because there is this advantage of a team aspect that people can move things along for you. But if everyone's just trying to do everything, which there is some crossover work, we're just losing efficiency all over the place. And I think those that really start a communication from the very beginning. So you've submitted this deal. Once you go into the hub and you see who's assigned to that, they should be messaging you. You should be messaging them. Get on the same page about how you want that communication to go. It'll set such a better expectation for your customer, which will create a better upload process, and it'll create a much smoother flow. So I think it's simple, but it's really using the information that you have at hand. Use the hub, find out where it's at, communicate with your CSM, do that constantly. Don't wait 12 days.
The reps who have the deals that move through the fastest, they're working on them every day. There's consistency there. Deals aren't sitting for 5 days ever. There's progress being made. And if there's not, hey, we're just waiting on the customer on this. Cool, I'm going to get on that right now. Within 15 minutes, that's solved. Where were some reps, there might be waiting weeks for the exact same issue because they're not doing the consistency every day, checking on every account, moving it through.
Yeah, the communication part of it is key, and it's not just from us to the customer. It really is that triangle of the rep, the CSM, and the whole backend operation team and the client. And the more that people are on the same page from the very get-go and set a proper expectation, it just goes so much smoother. People are getting deals through in 3 to 4 days after upload, and it's because they're properly explaining what's needed. And again, I think just the more that the client, the rep, and the CSM are on the same page about that communication, the better. And there's no need to wait for that. If you're a sales rep, engage. If you're a CSM, you're listening, engage. The minute you see that, and talk to that person, create that expectation of like, hey, how are we handling this? Like we're a team on this. Let's figure out how to do this.
You're not bugging each other. No. You're working together. You're actually making each other's job easier by over communicating. I promise it is. It really is. In our company, no one should feel like they're bugging anybody. If you're communicating back and forth, there's no such thing as over communicating when you both have a common goal.
Yeah, we prefer over communication all the time. Yep. Again, there's so many calls that end up being useless, right? There's so many emails and things that like, let's use our time as best as possible, which will then serve the greater good for everybody if everything's efficient. If you're not taking advantage of that and using the hub to find out where things are at and then communicate that back and forth, you're selling yourself short.